I'm Screaming seems to be quite a cathartic, introspective track. Is that right? Did it feel like catharsis when you were doing it?
Well, it's more how the earth feels. The whole album, I'm trying to humanise the earth's emotions to try to find some sort of common ground relevance as to how we relate to how it might relate. And so I Am Screaming is pretty much the earth saying, can you not hear me? Look around you, look at what's going on. The storms and the fires and the earthquake, and everything is more than it was. I'm screaming. So that's pretty much what it's about. I mean, the whole album is me just trying to find ways of expressing the different emotions that I think the earth would feel, should it be able to feel, of course. So, so a lot of it is quite sad. Some of it is quite angry. It's not all sort of big industrial boom, 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 bang, thumping a desk. There's a lot of gentle moments in there. Really sort of sad moments in there. And that was the challenge of it, really. I mean, how do you write an album about how the earth is feeling, and find a dozen different ways of essentially saying the same thing? So you try to explore what those different emotions might be as much as you can. It's all very sort of interpretive, I suppose, and subjective somewhat.
Yeah, well, I guess you've got to go from your own experiences and think, if this was me, if I was the earth, how would I feel? Well, I'd be pissed off or something.
Well, I was thinking, if you had, take, our people, we come along, we drag ourselves out of the ocean, a billion years ago, whenever it was, and we become people, and through all of that, the earth has nurtured us and given us everything we need to grow. And it gets to the point where we've become so widespread, so greedy, that we forget that. So there is no gratitude, there is no payback or loyalty, there is no looking after us, looking after like our parents. When our parents get old, we would tend to look after them and sort of pay back somewhat the nurturing that we had as children. That is exactly the opposite of what we're doing to the planet at the moment. So how do you articulate that feeling of disillusionment, and how would you react to that degree of ingratitude and insensitivity? You would be hurt and you would be disillusioned by it, but you'd also be angry, probably. So that's really what you're trying to explore, and you would want to fight back. You would ultimately, you're going to see a need that I'm going to die unless these things are gone. You have to get without us, the earth flourishes.
Yeah.
That's obvious. That was obviously the first few months of the pandemic, how the earth was sort of breathing again a little bit better without us out there doing our thing. The other, years ago, I had my big concern then was technology, and how technology could be the reason for our demise. Because for much the same reason. If you were to put technology in charge of trying to create an orderly society, the thing that stops it from being orderly is us. We are the problem. In a high-tech society, we are the problem. And so the technology, would surely come to that same conclusion and go, do you know what? This city would run really smoothly if there wasn't any people in it. They're the problem. And yet we have exactly the same thing with the planet. The planet must be looking at us and going, if they weren't here, everything else is fine. Your elephants and your lions and your cockroaches and everything's fine. They're just doing their own thing. Those things, those little two-legged things there, they're fucking it up. Everything. Yeah. They're fucking everything up. They're killing everything, and they're just ruining the whole planet. So I think if I get rid of them, there's only one species in billions. Let's get rid of that one, because that was a mistake. Everything's great. It makes you wonder, if it isn't doing it, if it isn't happening. The earth is sort of nature. Nature has the ability to fight back. But maybe these viruses are not accidental. Maybe this one is just the first of many, and they will become more refined as time goes by and more effective. Maybe this is the beginning of the end for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's probably going to be the next album. So it's an idea I'm thinking about for the next one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about humanity, getting a bit of perspective, stepping back, and stop trying to, take the piss of the planet. Just yeah.
Yeah, we seem to think that whatever we need, we can take, and it's such a flawed concept, and what's shocking, I think, is how certainly, obviously huge amounts of people do recognise that and want to do something about it. But what's shocking is how many people don't recognise that and don't accept that. And you just think, oh God, how. One of the things that surprises me is with American experience sort of recently, is how willing they are to accept the ridiculous and unwilling to accept the obvious. It's absolutely shocking that something like QAnon could have such a wide following. That Trump could have such a wide following. When everything out there is screaming at them, that is rubbish. This is what's going on. That's ridiculous. There is all the scientific evidence you could possibly imagine that's saying that this is true, and yet that's the one you're going with. Are you fucking mental? So I don't know. All Intruder's trying to do is, in its own very, very, very tiny way, and unfortunately, my voice is very small in terms of influence. I'm not Taylor Swift or anybody massive. But all it's trying to do is add its small amount of noise to that conversation to keep it alive. Just to make sure that we just keep on talking about this, and hopefully get enough done that we can slow down what's happening long enough that the next generation, which I believe are the generation that will actually make the difference, my kids, kids of that age and younger, they're going to be the ones that actually put the changes in place that will save the planet. Yeah. All we want from the Bidens and the Johnsons and God knows who else it might be is just do enough to just buy us some time for these youngsters to come along with all the new ideas and the fresh ideas and the determination to see it through. And hopefully by then all of these climate deniers and it's all a hoax bullshit people will be dead, and a new wiser generation will come along, and we can actually do something about it.